Hey, hi guys. We're late. I was going to say we're back, but
We're
we're actually,
we're back. We're late though.
we are. We're a couple of days late, aren't we? Well, there's reasons for that. A lot going on here. Harry, you're in a different, you're in an undisclosed location right now, right?
Yes, I'm in hiding. No,
Oh, yeah.
I'm, I'm not. No, just doing a little traveling and just made a stop over here. And just I'm planning a move, packing. So there's a lot of stuff going on.
Cool. Cool. Well, mate, the stuff that I've been looking at and researching over the last week has just blown my mind. And what we're going to do this week, guys, we're going to introduce a friend of ours, a mutual friend of ours from um, our Telegram group. Um, and this is Paul. Hi, Paul.
Trying to call.
There he is.
Hey, how are you, brother?
All right. How are we, folks?
I'm
I'm good.
good.
Yeah.
All good. All good. So, Paul, tell us a little bit about um, your awakening, your journey, because I know you've been on this path for probably about
A
15
long
years,
time.
right?
Yeah, probably more than that. Yeah, mine's is probably the same as most other people. I think you probably 9/11 was the kicker.
Hmm.
Once you see what's happening there, and then you go from there. You never stop learning, and then you just join the dots.
Mm.
You know,
Yeah,
join the dots,
absolutely.
and then you just if you have a good long-term memory, then it's easy. You just keep things in your mind, and then but I think the secret is you need to keep an open mind, and you need to you don't commit to any. Once you get into a belief system, that's it. You If you keep an open mind, and then yeah, just join the dots. But
I'm hearing a bit of humming. I think that's coming from you, Paul. Are you getting that, Harry? Oh, okay, it's gone now. So so right now you're in how long you're in Vietnam? How long have you lived in Vietnam, Paul?
let's see, 4 years, maybe 5 years now.
Okay,
5 years,
okay,
yeah.
okay. All right. Well, look, guys, we're not going to keep you too long today. Essentially, what happened? Paul and I were on Zoom a couple of nights ago, and Paul, you asked a very what I thought was a sensible question. Do you want to tell me
Yeah,
tell us where that question come from and what that question was?
right. So yeah, I mean, sometimes these things just come to your mind. Like you have to keep your keep everything on the table. So what I was thinking was, so we know the main question was, is there any chance that the
That,
orange juice can be beneficial, right, to to some people or some or humanity, or even though that we can see there are side effects, but obviously they talk about collateral damage, but
mhm.
is there any chance, because we know the harvest and stuff that's going on, we know the soul, a lot of people have been talking about buying selling souls, etc.
Yep.
So maybe if you have two factions, if you have different power structures in place, and they're uh, competing, opposing power control structures, are they trying to like reserve their stock by making their so that they can't be harvested, making the unharvestable, so to speak.
Yeah.
That was the main question.
I thought that was a very something I'd never thought. I thought it was a very good question. Now, guys, I've got a good friend in China. He's from the UK, and he's been what he's forgotten more about tarot cards than many of us would ever know. So I thought, well, what better way to find out or to try and get an answer to Paul's question than to get my friend to do a reading on it. So basically, I did, and I'm going to show you. I'm going to tell you what he said. This is for the benefit of all of you out there who have got family and friends who've had the arm juice. So I'm going to show you what he said. But first, take a look at this. I'm not going to read it. but I thought this was very, very interesting. What we're seeing happening in a particular industry, the bottom left-hand corner industry, and the amount of information that's coming out is pretty cool. So stop and have a look at that. And then I wanted to share this with you. Words completely and utterly fail me. And we know that this particular outfit, company, whatever you want to call them, has been quite a lot of certain type of publicity. But yeah, again, just wanted to share that with you. And we all know what these are, you know, but have you seen this? Have you seen this? Spray and pray. I mean, these guys are actually quite proud of or appear to be quite proud of what they're doing. Just absolutely insane. Okay, so on to Paul's question. Are they safe? Well, these were the cards, 3 cards. We got the devil, we got the tower, and we got the moon. And we know that the moon is connected to incarnation. The tower is imprisonment, represents imprisonment, and the devil card should basically speak for itself. So those were the 3 cards on that poll. And part 2 of the same question is, what will happen to the people who have received it? And the answer to that was, going on a journey, judgment, you have been, or they have been judged, and the sun. Now, we know that what the sun and the moon mean. So in the first pull of the card, we got the cards, we've got the moon, and in the second part of the question, we got the sun. So essentially, that's what's going to happen. They ain't getting out. It really is that simple. According to the cards, and my friend did it, this was 2 nights ago, and we did it again, and my friend did it again last night, and we got different cards, but he got the same answer, basically. Those that have had it are going on a journey that's going to bring them straight back.
So you take the juice just to get refilled again. And pretty much that symbol of getting refilled is getting refucked.
Yeah, basically. And then the other thing that that you mentioned to me, Paul, was that going to a party. Now, do you want to run that by our awesome viewers, and then I'll show everyone what the card said to that, because this is absolutely mind-blowing. This is incredible. So off you go, Paul. What was your
well, it's another one of those things that just comes. So all right, let's just call it the Matrix party, right?
You're humming again, bro. You're humming again. I think it's
humming, yeah.
Okay.
Any better now?
Yeah.
Better?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right. So let's just say, how do you start? So we know, we kind of half know what this place is, right? This world is, this realm. We know it's not what we think it is. So the question is it a school? Is it a prison or asylum or whatever? But I was thinking maybe we could call it the Matrix party, right? So that the hosts of the party, they're actually stuck in the house, right? They can't leave. It's like they're restricted to that building, right? And so just like any party, you go to a party and you don't know who you're gonna meet. So you go to the party, you arrive, and when you get to the door, you're always greeted with the rules, right? So they enforce the rules. Here's the rules. Don't feed the animals, you know. Maybe like no entry to the master bedroom.
Yeah.
You're not allowed in the cellar or the basement.
Yeah.
Right. Don't feed the animals. But you know what it's like when you go to a party, right? Basically, you are there to kind of entertain the the other people, right?
Mm.
That's normally what happens. That's why they invite people to the party, right? Because they want more drama, more excitement, right? But the thing is, like any other party you go, you end up taking some substance or some alcohol or whatever, and then and you kind of forget, as the night goes on, you forget, where am I? Like you forget where you are, how you got there, and then maybe even the next morning you wake up, if you sleep over, you're like, you don't even know where you are, right? You wake up and you're like, what? Where I? Who am I? Where am I? Maybe your jacket's missing, so you could relate the jacket to the soul. So
Yeah.
you wake up, you can't find your jacket, you can't find your soul, your coat, and
Or your car keys.
or your car keys, yeah, the way out, yeah. So,
Yeah.
but the wild card to this is you wake up feeling really tired, right? So you're exhausted, and so the whole time the hosts, well, what you thought were the hosts, they were like harvesting your energy, right? They were somehow using some high tech to harvest your energy, and and so but the deal is that you can only leave if it's conditional. You need to make some sort of peace, you have to leave with no attachments. You have to go into the heart,
Mm.
you have to enter the heart to exit the matrix. That's the
Well,
that's basically it in a nutshell.
that's cool. All right. So now I'm going to show everyone what the cards say. Now I'm going to a big shout out to my buddy Jeff for doing this. As I say, he's forgotten more about the tarot than people like me and Harry and many others would ever know. So big shout out to him. So the second question, basically, this is what I asked my friend Jeff. Is this realm our quote unquote home, or did some of us come here on some kind of rescue mission? So in Paul's analogy of the party, if we know what's happened to some of the guests who have got no energy because they've all, they haven't got a clue where they
Siphoned.
are. Yeah,
Yep,
got the car
siphoned.
keys. So somebody comes along in order to get them away. So I thought that was a pretty good question, and I thought I'd try and sum it up in in simple terms. So this is what we got from the cards. The first card that he pulled was the High Priestess. Now, the High Priestess, according to Jeff, basically means wisdom, knowledge. You know what you're doing. You know what you're doing. You
Yeah.
have the wisdom. And then the next two cards were the Magician and the Fool. And I just jumped out and smacked both of us in the face. You were fooled by the Magician. You knew what you were doing, but you were fooled by the Magician, and we are no longer fooled. So I think that basically the answer to Paul's longer question, which is basically this, I just summed it all up, is yeah, essentially. And Harry and Paul, I know you both but you both watch Anne-Marie Uber. Yeah. And it's not just Anne-Marie. There's many other people in this community that would totally agree that we came here on some kind of rescue mission. In other words, to try and wake up as many people as we can. So that's what we got with that. Now, been watching this 5 parts. This is part 4. I'll leave a link below, guys. Many of you have seen it before, but it's worth watching again because I think there's extra information. And I just grabbed a screenshot of this because many of you are aware of our copy and paste scenario.
Ability. Yeah.
That this realm was copied and pasted around this time period. It's very interesting that this time period is called the Renaissance. This is from the same podcast. And Renaissance means to rebirth, to reappear, to rise again, to be born again. Who or what rose again? Well, this is all links to the copy and paste. And then Paul and I were talking about these things. I mean, that there is a a podcast on this channel. I mirrored it from somebody else, Blimps in the Belfry, and it's very interesting, Paul, that you found this one of an airship,
It's the best one I've seen. Yep.
kind of installing a monument. Yeah,
Smoking gun. But
absolutely.
if anyone can maybe add to this and describe what it is that they're seeing on the bottom right, what this kind of structure is, because I don't know what that is. It looks like some like hay or some haystack or something, like a bonfire.
This thing here. Yeah.
It's a little bit out of place. It's a bit strange.
Yeah.
If anyone's getting
and of course, yeah, if you got any ideas, guys, leave it in the comments. This is a good example as to why these things are called airships. Now, why are we showing you this? I'll tell you in a minute. Airships, because obviously this is a ship capable of floating on the water, and obviously that's the air bit. Maltese Cross, Alcatraz with an air balloon and a ship, and of course this one. Now, is this why we had to go into World War II? Quite possibly. And this is a fascinating topic that we could talk about for hours. So Paul's going to put something together for us, a little presentation about this topic, because nothing is what we've been taught. Now, I grew up next to one of these things, or very close to one of these things in the UK. And Paul, this is the one that you grew up next to, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So do you want to tell? I mean, we're told this is a gas works, right? This is where your gas comes from. So do you want to give our guys a teaser, Paul, as into what these things are or were?
All right. Do you have the other? So maybe I'll try and explain.
I've got that one. I've got that one.
Yeah, the other. Maybe you can pop up the one next to the one in the military base next to the.
I didn't.
I'll try and. You didn't save it?
Oh no, I didn't save it.
Right.
Sorry.
All right. So we are told that these are, like, I don't know what it's like in the other countries, but in the UK at least, I know in Asia they don't have like gas, right? The gas they use in Asia is like in the bottled gas. Yeah. They don't have the piped gas, so under the ground. So in the UK they've always had that piped gas. Always had that. We used to have gas fires, like in the house. They remove the old fire, the coal fire, and then everyone would have gas fires. Expensive. But I remember I used to drive for years. We drive past these. What they tell you is it's for storing natural gas, right? And I remember always driving past, like maybe every couple of weeks or like a month or even a few months, and they would always be in a different position. Sometimes it would be all the way at the top, and then it would be in the middle, and you just assume. You've got the sign that tells you the gas works, and when you drive past, you can actually smell the gas.
Yeah.
Right. So that it's both in. So it wasn't until I saw that picture that we don't have. Now it makes more sense. So originally, like everything else in this realm, the original purpose is obfuscation. It's just twisted, crazy. So if you can imagine, before they had like the ability to use like a hot air balloon, right? Or even these the Zeppelin things that you've seen. So that they would have been using these to just like a pump, like a foot pump, to compress this. So it moves up and down.
That's why that's why I'm flicking between these two pictures.
Yeah,
that one's
moves
up
and down.
That one's down.
Yeah.
Just like a compressed, just like a foot pump or bellows or whatever you want to call it.
So whatever they were using, if it was a combination of the helium or the hydrogen or the gas, they were using to fill these, and they were way more common in the past. These airships. So
well, these here in these two pictures, it's actually the same. It's the same place. But they don't look very old, Paul. They actually look relatively new.
That's the strange thing, because they were always there. Even my parents, they were always there. So even when you think of the technology to build, that in that day, those days,
it does make you wonder. It does make you wonder if they have been repurposed. The same way that just about everything in this everything of antiquity or anything that was, you know, old technology has been repurposed. But you know, when you look at this kind of thing, these things, and you think of the free energy that we used to have. In fact, if you look at this, if you go to number one, part one, in this, when he talks about all the free energy and water, Harry, you remember that podcast we did? What are they doing and what have they done with the water? He covers all that again. All the free electricity, the lighting on these fantastic, magnificent buildings, absolutely insane. Really.
So the minute you come up with a free energy or something that is not going to cause people to have to spend all their money on to be able to move or to utilize it, they always make it dangerous, right? So that's why we saw the Zeppelins,
the Hindenburg, the Hindenburg,
going up in flames, saying, "Hey, this is too dangerous a technology. We have to take it away. We have to discontinue its use." And then you go on to repurposing it, like these towers. Now maybe they're used for something else.
Well, as we were saying earlier before we started recording, you know, think of Concorde. I mean, supersonic aircraft that they got rid of instead of creating a world where every aircraft was supersonic. You know what I mean? And they got rid of it in the late 70s, early 80s, or whenever it was, because it was too loud.
Yeah. You know? So you think they would at least try to come up with a system that would just maybe buffer the noise a little and keep the technology? But no, they scrapped it because it just didn't fit their narrative.
You got it.
And then the other side, just to add to that, when you see how, if you watch the whole scenario when that unfolded, that whole thing, they always every time have to make sure they can get the trauma in. You know, remember the video from inside, the terrified passengers, and always get the trauma in there to extract it. It's all energy, man. Everything is energy.
Everything's energy. Everything's
trauma. I had to land in a high rise, of course. I couldn't have landed in a field somewhere. But...
Oh yeah. So what we'll do, Paul, over the next few days is we'll try and get together and put something together on these airships. As I say, there is one video on the channel. I'll try and remember to put it in the pinned comments if anybody wants to go back and have a look. But I think it's something that we could expand on, especially now we've got these pictures with them being used for, you know, installing monuments and so on.
Erecting buildings.
I've just had a thought. You just reminded me. So back to the party. What happens with the party? You always get someone wants to leave first. I want to leave early. I want to leave early. Rick, I'm gone, man. I want to get out of this party. You know, it's always the same. I want to go. I never like parties. You know, always. No. Early. Same. Leave early before So that's the other thing.
Yeah, they hate you. They hate you when you're the early one.
Yeah, who wants to? And everyone try and pull you back. You know, you try and get make you feel bad. It's just like here, you know.
But it's like you said too the other day when we were talking about the party. Usually, when you're going to one of these parties, you don't know anyone else there.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, you don't know who's because you're always thinking there might be a chance that I might meet, know somebody there, and there's always like this vision in your mind. You know, like it's so true. You know,
and that's how when we get to this earth, you know, we did a video a couple of weeks ago where you just appear and you're on a racetrack.
Yeah.
You know, and the guy tells you appear there, you don't even know where you are, and the guy says, just follow the guy right there, and he's running, so you just follow him.
Yeah.
You don't know where you are.
That's why they call it the human. That's why they call it the human race. Yeah.
If you think, what does that word conjure though? If you think someone invites you to a party, right? You meet someone, it's always that element of surprise, right? That's what the word means. It's like we don't know what's going to happen. It's just surprise. That's what a party is. That's why people get excited, because you don't know. It's like it's not planned. Nothing's planned. You know.
Yeah.
But like you said, it's entertainment.
Yeah, exactly.
But not really for us so much as it is for the host, because
Yeah.
he's like you said, going to harvest. If there's a fist fight there and two guys are brawling over a girl,
Yeah.
or if there's a cat fight, or if it's just
Yeah.
someone just got
True.
too drunk and they started acting stupid, he's laughing the whole time. He's gaining all that energy.
Yeah,
And
that's
then
true.
when there's fighting, he's gaining all that anger energy. So
You're
Yeah.
right. That's a good point.
Sure
actually.
is. Sure is. All right, guys. Well, look, we've we'll be going long enough, I think. We don't want to go too long. So, Paul, thanks for joining us, my friend. It's great to have you with
Problemo.
us. And guys, link to our Telegram group will be below. So please come and join us. We have a lot of we're all crazy in there. We're all nuts, but there's a lot of good information that gets passed around in that
Flowing
that
around.
group. Yeah. And of course that's how Paul and I met. Basically, was in the Telegram group. And
Oh, your ebooks. Your ebooks.
oh, my
remember, I read them
ebooks, yeah.
first.
And yeah, so things just keep growing and growing, which is pretty cool. So
Share the love, share the information.
absolutely. So anything you want to finish with, Harry?
no, I really like that analogy with the party, because you walk into one of those and you never know what's going to happen, and that's kind of like what happens since we came back here to rescue people. We don't even know who they are sometimes,
No, that's right.
And we want to get these people to leave the party eventually, right? Because that's what we're here for, and they don't want us to do that.
There's an old little rhyme poem. The dogs, they had a party. They came from near and far, and some dogs came by aeroplane and some by motor car. They went into the lobby and they signed the visitor's book, and each one hung his asshole upon a separate hook. Now, one dog was not invited, and this aroused his ire. He rushed into the meeting place and loudly shouted fire. The dogs were so excited they had no time to look, so each one took an arsehole from up a different hook. Now, this is a sad, sad story, because it is very sore to wear another's arsehole you've never worn before. And that is why when dogs meet on land or sea or foam, each sniffs the other's arsehole and hopes it is his own.
Beautiful.
That's a new one. Yeah.
Okay. All right, guys.
I guess we can end it. We can end it with that.
We can. All right, guys. Always look forward to your comments. Please comment below. I had a couple of emails from one was from Jeanette Lee Modified. Where's your podcast? It's Saturday and I'm not. I mean, it's great that we've got people that look forward to coming and listening to our nonsense. But yeah, there it is. So hopefully that explains what we see, or what Jeff sees with his cards, with people that have had this, what it actually means. And basically there's nothing to worry about. So all right, we will catch you on the next one. Cheers, guys.
All right, take care.
Okay.
Bye.
Catch you later. Yeah.